Thank you, friends. Shabbat Shalom. Greetings to you all. I imagine we're all feeling that we are in the dog days of summer, when the sultry heat keeps you inside air-conditioned comfort, so that you can sooner or later complain that it's too cold and summer is too short. I guess you can please some of the people some of the time, and all of the people none of the time, and none of the people with the weather. And for those who thought it was so named because it was so hot that your dog would just lie around, well, it is not. It's named for the star Sirius, as in the satellite radio system, in the constellation of Canis Major, which was viewed as the dog's nose. And yes, it is so hot, my dogs do not like to go out in this heat. In fact, one of them loves swimming and often sneaks off to a neighbor's pool and does laps. Well, friends, last week marked a day of mourning. And this week marks a day of love, the 15th of a great holiday, and I can't think of a better thing to honor than love. Many believe it is a fairly new holiday, but in fact, it is one of the oldest holidays from when the Promised Land was settled. It had simply fallen into disuse for quite a while. Now, every time this holiday rolls around, I start humming that great 1978 classic, Love is in the Air by John Paul Young. Love is in the air everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. Now, who would not want that? It's a festival of hugs, my friends. It now is the most popular and the most difficult day to book a wedding in the Hebrew calendar. Just like some North Americans register their kids for school practically on the day they're born, some try to book this date for a wedding well in advance. Hey, you can always get a bride or groom, but you might not get the date. Now, last week, I quoted Ain't Talkin', which said prayer has the power to heal, and it does. But what has greater power to heal, my friends, is love. Love has the power to heal. Love can do more than heal. Love can move mountains and traverse space and time. I remember the great Dick Shawn as Lorenzo Saint Dubois, LSD, singing the song Love Power in the original producers. Love Power, I'm talking about love power. The power of a sweet flower is going to rule the earth, and there'll be a great rebirth. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm still waiting on that great rebirth. Maybe next week. You see, sometimes people get confounded because they think they do not know how to pray. Now, I often teach a class in meditation, and I'm always surprised at how many people think they cannot meditate. Well, if anything, never forget, thoughts are things. So what you think, you believe. What you think is your reality. And so it may be more difficult for you to think you can pray, but everyone can love. So those who are not sure if they can pray for healing, feel and send love. And let us all send prayers and love for healing for Linda, a speedy recovery, a return to spirit, a return to the fullness of life. Ken's little girl Ginger had the first of a series of surgeries and is due for a series of skin grafts after a brutal attack, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And we wish her the speediest recovery. And sad news came from Catherine this week, who lost her great friend Tazra, but got to hold her in her arms to say goodbye. When the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there's no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. It's a bad week, that week of mourning. Friends, take the time. Take the chance to speak to and with the ones you love. You never know when they might simply be given a message. Love, love me do. You know I love you. I'll always be true, so please love me do. The holes that form when we lose someone that we are that close to sometimes take lifetimes to close. Let us pray for them. Let us send them our love. Well, this week we really get into Moses' farewell address as he begs God for another chance. Friends, this is Va'et Hanan, and I implored. As I said, Moses begs God for another chance. If you had just a minute to breathe, and they granted you one final wish, would you ask for something like another chance? Now, I think most would. So why should Moses be different? Unfortunately, God says no. That's it for the imploring, my friends. That itself makes a fantastic topic to spend this week on. Every time Moses implored for the people, God acquiesced. Even when Abraham implored for Sodom and Gomorrah, God acquiesced. Why now does God say no to Moses? What a great topic. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, my friends. Please send your emails to me about it. Maybe we will address that one next time. This week, I want to address something else. Two amazing things are read. And if you had nothing else in the Torah, if this few pages were all that existed, you would have it all. And yes, I have said that before, and I meant it then, and I mean it now. There are two things in this small parsha that are all you need. The 10 Commandments and the great Hebrew Catechism that became the cornerstone, not just of Judaism, but of all the great monotheistic peoples of the world. What we call the Shema. Listen. The affirmation of the wholeness and singularity of the source of all. And why shouldn't the most important prayer be called Listen and come to us in the book of words? Now, when you get a chance, read the section on the 10 Commandments. And like a Where's Waldo, see how many changes you spot. You'll find it in Deuteronomy 5, where the recap resides. No other gods before my face, no statues of what is above, on, or below. No bringing up God's name in a lie, obey Sabbath, honor your mother and father. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal. You shall not testify against your neighbor as a false witness, you shall not covet anything that your neighbor has. Here is the blueprint for how to live life. And amid this entire reminder comes a crucial phrase. In fact, I suggest it as one of the most essential laws you will ever come across in the Torah. And it can be found in Deuteronomy 4:2. You shall not add onto the thing that I command you, and you shall not subtract from it. Observing the commandments of Adonai, your God, that I command you. You shall not add and you shall not subtract. Wow. Unfortunately, my friends, there has been too much adding and too much subtracting. So for many, the laws have changed, such that some can argue the ultra-Orthodox and the ultra-Reform are equally guilty. Adding more does not make greater piety. The commands of God fall into various categories, but they are tied to two things more than anything to help guide you. First, your intent, your kavanah. It truly does govern everything you do in the spirit of the religious observance that you bring. And second, the two key themes of this parsha. There is only one God for all, and you must love. One must therefore use extreme caution in interpreting and expanding the laws in the Torah. And this is sometimes a delicate task. Law is presented in the Torah as divine, but it requires human strength and wisdom to carry it out. So I don't have an answer for you. Do your best. The Lord spoke these words to your entire community at the mountain from inside the fire, the cloud, and the nimbus, a powerful voice. And he did not add. And he wrote them on 2 tablets of stone and gave them to me. Friends, for over 2 millennia, Jews have struggled with the matter of additions to the law. Rabbinites and Karaites, Orthodox, conservative, conservadox, and Reformed Jews have differed over the limits of the law and over where Jews have gone too far in adding to it and too far in subtracting from it. If you have doubts about what to do, understand this. Moses says the covenant God made with man was the 10 Commandments. They are the essence of the covenant itself. They are your rules to live life. Follow them, and you cannot go wrong. Make it simple. Now, the other piece I want to mention is what became the cornerstone of monotheistic faith and is the one prayer that everyone Jewish knows. We call it the Shema. Listen, hear. We know how it is said and how it is translated. But it might have been a little different in its biblical Hebrew origins to biblical man. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 6 words, short and sweet, and jam-packed with possibilities. Now it's usually translated as, Hear, O Israel, the Lord is God, the Lord is one. And maybe sometimes as, Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Short and sweet says a lot. Now, like I say, If you know no other prayer, the odds are very good you know this one, and you know it in both its Hebrew and its English. But of course, two of the words have been changed, and we do not say it. That is, we do not say it how it was written. You see, it does not say the Lord. It says Yahweh. The third person verb which God told us was his name, meaning he who caused to be. It's never said in our times. Instead, we say the Lord, or Adonai. And so a biblical man might have heard, listen, Israel. He who caused to be is God. He who caused to be alone. What a statement. What a testament to monotheism with the commandment that necessarily precedes all others. Listen. Maybe we need to listen a little more carefully. Yes, the world is sacred, and so is everything in it. Express your gratitude. Friends, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, and be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light, and continue to shine. Continue to send everyone you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. As Stevie Winwood said in Let Me Make Something in Your Life, sometimes it's hard to express what you feel while trying to say the things that are real. I don't want to fight, for fighting just brings pain. Just want to hold you in my loving arms again. Remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. Get well, Linda. Get well, Ginger. Let's mend that broken heart, Catherine. Let us send out love. Wise men say, only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Fall in love, friends. It is the great gamble worth taking. Enjoy the world. Enjoy the festival of love. Take a dance with the gingerbread man. Thank you all. Love you. See you all next time. And I do love seeing you again. And remember, your wishes do come true. Listen, do you want to know a secret? Do you promise not to tell? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Closer. Let me whisper in your ear. Say the words you long to hear. I'm in love with you. A song with both lessons in this week's show, a command to listen and a statement about love. Thank you, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Bless you all. Shabbat Shalom.